Verrückt, when world's tallest went too far. In the early 2000s, theme parks entered an arms race. Taller, faster, more extreme. In Kansas City, Schlitterbahn Water Park wanted a record. They built Verrückt, a waterslide taller than Niagara Falls. Riders were strapped into a raft and dropped almost straight down. Then, launched up a massive second hill. During early testing, engineers noticed something alarming. Sandbags used to simulate weight were flying off the slide. That is never supposed to happen. Instead of redesigning it completely, adjustments were made. Netting was added. Minor tweaks. The ride opened. On August 7, 2016, 10-year-old Caleb Schwab rode Verrückt. He did not survive. The ride was immediately shut down. The park closed Verrückt permanently. The structure was demolished. Investigations found a chain of failures. No proper safety testing. No unified engineering oversight. Design decisions made without full review. Want to know the most shocking part? There were no federal safety regulations governing water slides at that scale. After Caleb's death, the industry changed. New standards were written. New testing requirements were enforced. Records were no longer worth the risk. Verrückt didn't just end a ride. It ended an era. Disneyland. The myth of perfect safety. Disneyland is often seen as untouchable, clean, controlled, safe. But in 2003, that image cracked. On Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, a roller coaster derailment occurred after closing hours. A maintenance worker named Mark Hodges was riding the attraction during testing. A worn clevis pin, a small but critical component, failed. The train derailed. Mark Hodges was killed. This wasn't reckless design. It wasn't thrill chasing. It was routine maintenance failure. The investigation revealed that parts known to wear out weren't replaced in time. Inspections existed, but assumptions replaced urgency. Disney responded aggressively. Entire inspection systems were overhauled. Redundant safety checks were added. Ride maintenance schedules were rewritten globally. The lesson was clear. Even the safest environments fail when familiarity breeds complacency. Icon Park, a modern failure in plain sight. In 2022, Orlando introduced the Orlando Freefall, the world's tallest drop tower. It promised visibility, security, state-of-the-art safety. 14-year-old Tyre Sampson boarded the ride. Moments later, he fell to his death. The cause wasn't dramatic. No explosion, no structural collapse. A safety sensor had been adjusted. The seat allowed excessive movement. The restraint system did not stop the ride. Investigations found multiple failures, improper adjustments, ignored warnings, inadequate oversight. The ride was dismantled entirely. New laws were proposed. Inspection standards were questioned. This wasn't a failure of technology. It was a failure of process. Action Park, the park that shouldn't have existed. Action Park opened in New Jersey in 1978, and from the beginning, it ignored nearly every rule that modern theme parks follow today. Most parks are designed by engineers. Action Park was designed by ideas. The founder believed people should control their own thrill. No strict restraints, no speed limits, no enforced safety rails. If you wanted to go faster, you could. Teenagers ran the rides. Many of them admitted later they were drunk or high on the job. Training was minimal. Supervision was optional. One of the most infamous attractions was the Alpine Slide. It was essentially a concrete track down a mountain with a small cart and a handbrake. If you pulled the brake too hard, you flipped. If you didn't pull it enough, you flew off the track. Guests regularly left bleeding. Teeth were knocked out. Bones were broken. Another attraction, the Cannonball Loop, featured a full vertical loop, something engineers explicitly warned against. Test dummies came out damaged. Human testers came out injured. The ride quietly shut down after a few days. The most dangerous rides weren't even mechanical. They were water attractions. Cliff diving areas had uneven depths. People jumped without knowing where rocks were. The water was cold enough to cause shock. At least 6 people died at Action Park from drownings, heart attacks, and traumatic injuries. Locals didn't call it Action Park. They called it Class Action Park. The park finally closed in 1996. Its legacy became a warning. Thrill without restraint isn't freedom. It's negligence. Mindbender, West Edmonton Mall, Canada. 1986. The Mindbender was an indoor roller coaster inside the world's largest mall. It was fast, it was dark, and it was rushed into operation. One of the coaster's cars had modified wheel assemblies that were never properly tested at high speeds. On June 14, 1986, the train derailed. 3 riders were killed instantly. Investigators found poor design modifications, inadequate testing, ignored safety warnings. The mall's owner was charged and fined. Canadian amusement ride regulations became significantly stricter afterward. This incident proved something crucial. Being indoors doesn't make a ride safer, and size doesn't replace oversight. Outro. Theme parks are designed to make danger feel invisible. Most of the time, they succeed. But every restraint, every warning sign, and every rule you see today exists because someone was hurt, or worse, before it. If this video made you look at rides differently, or taught you something you didn't know before, consider subscribing and becoming a part of the gruesome community. New videos break down real events, real failures, and the hidden systems behind things we trust every day. Thanks for watching. Stay curious and stay safe.